Hey guys, what's going on? It's RC related here. Just wanted to do a quick video on the Outcast EXB 6S and the Notorious 6S. These trucks are really similar. It's pretty much the same truck, and I'm going to show you guys the differences, and I'm going to tell you guys what you need to do if you want to convert the Notorious there into the Outcast 6S EXB. Okay, it's not that difficult. It's really not that expensive. And the reason I'm going through this video is because this truck here is discontinued. Okay, it's really difficult to find, and if you do find it, they're gonna charge you a premium. Okay, so let's look at both trucks. The wheels are the same. Okay, the body is obviously different, but the wing, success, and the wheelie bar are pretty much identical. Okay, so let's take the body off of the EXB, and let's take the body off of the Notorious, and this is where you're gonna see a few differences. So if you look at the EXB, it's got the EXB shock towers. It's got the right there, if you can see it, the EXB brace front and back. It's got that little red metal around the servo, I guess the little servo holder. All right, these little braces here, okay, that hold the brace together, they're aluminum. Those would be different on the Notorious. Obviously the back shock tower is different as well as the Notorious. This one comes with a heat sink, that one doesn't. The big difference besides the shock towers and the braces, it's really underneath. Okay, so if I turn this one over, you guys are gonna see that the chassis says EXB, Extreme Bash, don't just bash, blast. Okay, but if we flip the Notorious over, you guys will see it's just a black chassis underneath. Now, the thickness of the chassis looks identical to me. I could be wrong, but they seem like the same thickness. I could be wrong, but anyway. So the chassis is different. As you can see, the arms are the same. I believe they're the same thickness. Nothing's really different besides the chassis on the bottom. Okay, so let's put these back. Okay, that goes right there. And let's put the Notorious back on here. Okay, so let's go over this one more time. So the shock towers are different. As you can see, these are black. Those are the EXB red ones. And the shock towers are thicker. They're made out of 7075 aluminum. These are a little bit smaller, and I guess they're not as strong as the other ones. Okay. As you can see down here, this one doesn't have the red aluminum brace or servo holder there. It's plastic. Go back to this one. This one is red aluminum. Okay. As you can see, this brace right here is plastic, and the one in the back as well. These two little brace holders here are plastic. Okay. The ones over here, as you can see, I showed you before, they're aluminum, and the braces here are aluminum. Okay, no heat sink here. And I believe that is it. Oh, the bumper is a little bit different. So as you can see, this is actually the Notorious, and it has an aluminum red brace there for the pins. And the bumper is a little bit different than the EXB. As you can see, this one has more of a support brace here for hits, but the brace here is plastic. Not sure why, but it's a lot thicker than the aluminum one on there. Okay. okay? So the bumper and the brace are a little bit different than the bumper and the brace on this one, okay? So I made a list, okay, for you guys to show you. So I've already started buying some of the things I need to convert the Notorious into the EXB version. This is the chassis, okay? As you can see, it doesn't look all that big, but okay, it's a small truck. So this is my list, excuse my handwriting. So let's start with number one, EXB chassis. It's $115. The EXB shock towers, the front and back. I looked this up on eBay. The prices could change between now and when you guys look it up. But both front and back together for the shock towers was $35. The EXB front and back brace, which would be that and let me focus on that and that. Okay. Would be $30 for both. One was like $17 and the other one was like $13. So it's like $30 for both. That servo holder that I showed you before, that aluminum one right there, I found that was like 10 bucks. The heat sink was like $13. That's the heat sink right there. Okay. The front bumper with the plastic brace, I really couldn't find this. I found something similar. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to find the exact one, but the one that I found was 15 bucks. It might be a little bit more because it didn't come with that brace there. So keep that in mind. The EXB body, okay, which is this body right here. The body, I found it on eBay for $60, which comes down to a grand total of $291. It could be a little bit more depending on which vendor you get the supplies from or how long you wait to get these things. If you have the Notorious already, you're going to spend around $300 to make it into the Outcast 6S, okay? If you don't have the Notorious, okay, then it would cost you an additional $550. So $550 plus $291, okay? That's all you need to do to get that truck to look just like this one here, okay? I hope that this video is helpful in case anyone is planning or was planning on doing this. Now that you see the numbers, some people might say, no, it's too expensive. I don't want to spend that much. But just keep in mind that this truck here, the EXB Outcast 6S, is discontinued. And if you find it brand new, you're going to pay anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500. No one's going to sell you this truck at retail price unless you get really lucky and you find a hobby shop that, you know, has one and, you know, they sell it to you at retail, but that's going to be extremely difficult. So the only other option you have is to buy these parts here and you would turn this truck exactly into this one here. All right. If you guys have any suggestions for people who are trying to do this, any comments, if you guys have done this before, let me know. If you think that I missed something, because the electronics are the same. Even though they're a different color, I didn't mention that. So let me just take the body off. The electronics, as you can see, this one is orange and this one is gray and black. The servo is different. The one in Notorious is the S665. If you can see that. Okay. And the one on the Outcast is the S652. I'm not sure which one is stronger. I would think the bigger number, which would be the Notorious. But I'm not sure if you guys would even want to change the servo at that point. Unless you want to make it look identical, then you would have to buy a servo. That's the only thing that I did not put on the list because I figure you guys would just keep, if you're going to change the servo, you'd want to upgrade, if anything. So, hope this is helpful. Hope you guys, if you plan on doing it, I hope you guys, you know, find all the parts you need and get it done. And to the next video. All right. Thanks very much for watching.